All right, guys, we got another video. Story time. Why I was divorced twice before meeting my current husband. Third husband. Wow. This, if I had to give this woman a name, first thing pops off in my head is unicorn. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a rare one indeed. But let's continue.
So a little story time. Why was I divorced 2 times before meeting my now husband? And the shortest version that I can probably say it in is my first husband at the time. We were very, very young. We met while I was attending Spelman College and he was in Morehouse College. And that's how we met. But we were very young, and sometimes when you're just that young and taking on so many responsibilities, finishing college, we were finishing undergrad, being newly married, having our first child, and just going through all the waves of life and all the things that can come at you, and balancing finances and relationship and all of that. Sometimes just being that young, you just do not have the tools in your toolbox to be able to really sometimes surmount and overcome those kinds of situations. And so ultimately it didn't work out because, we just didn't have the capacity and the tools, I feel like. But, he's still a very wonderful person. I see him as a good person. We both very much believe in the village concept, all of that sort of good stuff. And so that was my first marriage, and that just didn't work out, but we had 3 beautiful children from it. Those are our oldest 3, and they're all, doing successful things right now. They're in college, they're, coming into their young adulthood, and very proud of them. And so just happy and thankful for all the blessings and all of the gifts, all the wisdom that I learned out of that relationship. And then my second husband, we met when I was really going through just a newly my new spiritual awakening. I was very, very open to a lot of spiritual concepts. And
that sounds like I have 3 kids and I'm single. That's the vibe I'm getting from this, but I don't know, man, this one seems very interesting. I didn't mean to interrupt her like that, but I really want to see where this goes.
And, just trying to approach life in a little bit of a different way. And so when I met him, even though there were quite a bit of probably should have been red flags as far as his living instability and, and even some things with maybe his family background.
That sounds like a Pookie or a Ray Ray right there, guys. It sounds like she had 3 children and, she was looking for someone to clap those cheeks, and she was getting no suitors. And then this guy stepped up to the plate, probably needed a place to stay, and said, you know what, I can hang my hat up over here and also clap those cheeks. And I think that's what happened. Maybe he was an attractive guy. Maybe he was 6 feet tall or something like that. And, a lot of times with these guys, they can be Pookie or Ray Rays and not have anything, but they have the height, they have the good hair, they have, they're pretty boys or whatever, they're handsome or whatever. Okay, they have that going for them. And those type of guys, if I'm being honest, will never fully be out of the game. Okay, you could drop some of these guys in the middle of nowhere in any state, come back 6 months later, okay, and they have a place to stay, and they, they're eating every day regularly, and they're, getting, cheeks to clap, right? But they still really don't have anything. That's because there's women out there who will do that. If you have the looks, just like, women are to men, if you're a cute woman, if you're a beautiful woman, you always got a shot. Even if you're not a beautiful woman, if you're an average woman, you always got a shot, okay, out here. Period. Let's just keep it real. If you got a nice ass maybe, or, you got some jugs or whatever it is, there's something about you. Somebody is always going to be willing to clap those cheeks, at least clap the cheeks. Now, where you take it from there is between you and that individual. But I'm saying that for men as well. There are guys out there, okay, who don't have a damn thing, but if they need somewhere to stay, if they need to do this or do that, they can make that happen. Okay, and they can call it one of these women, all right, and they will oblige. It sounds like this is what happened here, but let's find out. Let's continue.
I kind of ignored it because I was just in this really kind of like butterfly, everything is rainbows, butterflies, kind of newly spiritual awakening phase of my life. And I just felt like, oh, it's fine. Whatever we need, we can get it together, which I do believe can happen. But both people have to be super goal oriented, be willing to put in the work in order to, have that life that you want. And ultimately, it proved that I was the only one really doing that work.
Yep, that sounds about right. She was the only one doing the work. All right. She had 3 kids, right? Had to put in the work, and somebody had to do it. And like I said, she realized that. But let's continue.
And it became very stressful, not only being a mother and us having 4 more children and, working towards our goals.
Wow. Hold on. She said they had 4 more children. Wow. Okay. Yeah, he was there. He actually beat the first husband, okay, and put 1 more on there and said, okay, here go a 4-piece dark, no soft drink, no sides, and put that up in her. Okay. Wow. So that was at least 4 years you had to be with this woman. Okay. So he was there for a while. Okay. So now she has 7 kids. Wow. And these were her first 2 marriages, guys, and she's married again. So this is telling me, man, it must be some good box. Okay. Number 1, or there must be, simps of the year, running around out here. It's crazy work, especially the third husband. The third husband comes into a relationship, meets a woman, has 7 children. Okay. That's crazy work right there. All right. That's got to be a super simp or a Simptonian. Okay, is what I like to call them. All right, completely from a different planet. Those guys are not from Earth. Okay, whoever that guy is, whoever put that ring on her finger, this guy is not from this world. Okay, you got to read the signs, man. You got to read the signs. You can't sit here and tell me that. Fast forward 5 years from now, do you guys think that this couple right here will still be married? And if they are, he's a certified Simptonian. That's the only thing I can come up with, guys. That's it. That is all. All right. You mean to tell me that this is, out of all the women out here, this is the one you chose? That's crazy work. I'm sorry. Let's continue. Let's finish this up.
I thought we wanted to work towards as a couple. It was just way too much work. All of the weight fell on me, and I just wasn't willing to take that on anymore, let alone have my children struggling. So, that ended. So yeah, that's how.
That's the end of the video. That's it. That's a wrap. Ciao Bella, arrivederci, whatever you want to call it. Hey, yeah, this one was definitely interesting. Okay, and she is a unicorn because for someone like her to be able to accomplish what she has done, having those kids like that and still being married a 3rd time at that, that's why I call her a unicorn, because you're not going to find this in any, you're not going to find this every day. You're not going to find this every year. Okay. This is something that, somebody in Marvel Studios wrote. This is a script that Ryan Coogler doctored up and said, hey, I'm going to make this into a Hollywood film. This isn't real life, guys. This is something that rarely happens. Okay. And that's why I saw this video. I said, wow, I have to do one on this one, because this is amazing. Right. And, it's a dangerous video because, in my opinion, a lot of women get a look at this video and they truly believe that, this has false hope written all over it. Okay, this is you can do it too written all over it. Well, I only got 4 kids. If she can do it, I can do it. Man, it's very dangerous. The wrong people get a hold of this video and it'll make shit worse. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's crazy work. And the guy, the Simptonian, who actually put that ring on her finger, he's a very dangerous guy. He's very dangerous because he's showing that you can be a Simptonian as well. Check your blood. When you go get blood drawn next time, tell the doctors to check and see if you have any Simptonian in your bloodstream, if you have any of that in you, because there's a lot of guys who have that in them. Okay. And who would love to do that for whatever reason. It's that bad out there for a lot of these guys. And man, I hate it for you. As a guy, I don't want that for you. Please snap out of that. Okay. This is the furthest thing from delicious I have ever tasted. But anyway, that's the end of the video, guys. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. And don't forget to hit that like button. This is a brand new channel and I'm growing this community, guys, one subscriber at a time. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.